welcome to the Roundtable. This is episode 58. We are your every Tuesday live panel podcast show. You can tune in, you can watch back, whatever you're doing. Just make sure you're here and know that you're appreciated. Let me bring on our co-hosts. Let's crack this off and let's get into some topics. We're going to catch you guys up on our week, and then we're going to get into some topics and see what you guys think. So let's bring in the beautiful Mrs. Denise Castillo. Hello.
Hi, Chris.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I hear an echo when you're talking.
What's up?
I hear an echo while you're talking.
I'm not sure. I don't have any windows open here, so let me see if anyone else hears that. Let's bring in the guys. We've got House of Tattoos.
Hello. Hi, Jen. Hi, Denise. How you doing?
Good. Can you hear an echo, or does it sound okay on your end?
I don't hear nothing from you. How about you, Denise? Say something.
Hi, good. How are you?
Okay.
No?
Okay.
I don't hear no echo.
No. It was on when Jen was talking. It's been
No.
All right. Well, let's bring in Mr. Two Base Entertainment himself. Let's see.
Saludos. Thanks. Saludos. Turbo, internet, heavy.
Entrance.
I was getting ready with my hands when Jen said, let's bring in the beautiful, and right away I was getting ready because I thought it was me.
Right. You're like, I thought it was
Coming from behind those curtains, bro. What's up? Grand entrance, sir.
We've got Debbie in the house. Good to see
Hello,
you,
Margaret.
Debbie says, what did Ryan Garcia do now? Do that. Thanks, Contreras. Oh, she'll pop back in. Good to see you. Thanks, Turbo. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Saludos. How are you?
Saludos, good to see. Hello.
Yeah, good to see you. I know it's out there too, right?
Channel Day.
Right. Margaret, good to see you. Debbie, notification. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear you got a notification. Here is me. Back at it.
There we are.
Okay.
Oh, there she is. She's back.
Yeah.
Back again.
That's right.
Get down, Denise.
Can you put me on that side? No, I'm kidding.
Sure.
I'm kidding.
Hello. Good to see everyone. So we were just talking right before we hit live, you guys, and it is hot. It's hot everywhere. And of course, Fred and I were like, oh, we're dying of heat up here. Like, I shouldn't say dying. People really are somewhere in the world right now. We'll get into that. But for us, it is hot when it's like 80 degrees, right?
Yeah.
Hey, man, I would love some 80-degree weather over here.
Right? I know. But I think it's because this house is super old. There's like no insulation in the walls. So I think I've mentioned it before. When it's hot, it's hot. And when it's cold, it's really cold. Right?
Yeah, that's how this house is right here. No insulation. There's insulation, but not very good, and it's pretty hot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tolerable,
Right. I
the
know.
air conditioning and stuff. Saludos, Jesse.
Right. Hey.
Cool.
You're rich.
Cholo Trucker.
That's a beautiful
That
name.
name's so good, you guys. You're rich.
Beautiful name. I love that. Well, let's just get into it because we've got a lot of topics. So there's a lot that happened this last week. So I feel like we've got a lot to talk about. Let's get into what our week was like. And I want to start with you, Denise, because I saw some pictures you posted. And, you got some.
Yeah, this weekend it went by pretty quick. I think I mentioned before when you're headed to an event on Sunday, you're kind of just like waiting for that day to come, and then it comes and you're there and it's happening, and the weekend just goes by so fast. So
Hey, that looked awesome. You guys had fun, man. A good crew there, man.
yes, we had
Good, man. Good. Looks like everything went well.
It was Didi's event. Didi had an event at Spanky's father's restaurant out in Montebello, or should I say Lincoln Heights? Lincoln Heights. And it was pretty awesome, you guys. They had book signings. They had
cool. Yeah.
And those, you name it, they were there. They were there mostly to promote their books. So
Okay. Yeah. Dee Dee's an author, so
yeah,
you guys didn't know. Check out
she's
her
written
IG.
quite a few books.
That's so cool.
My husband's the one that reads all her books. I'm not a reader, so but he's like he loves to read, especially her books. You know, considering that we know her and met her. You know,
Yeah.
so she signed this book, and yeah, it was all good. You guys had it catered there. We had let's see, we had Monica and Dee. They were pushing their merch too, and who else? So Jilu came down. Brenda, no, not Brenda. I'm sorry, Brenda. Brenda's in the process of moving her new home. Congratulations!
Yeah.
That's what's
Congratulations to Brenda Love right there, man.
up. Love you, Brenda.
Hold on.
Yeah. You know what? Much love to Brenda, and shout out to her as well for helping
Yes.
me facilitate getting Floyd's gift to him, because he had won our show and went in the comments and let me know that he got it, and Brenda had got her card, so that was pretty cool to
Oh, right on.
be able to connect with each other and know we can depend on each other. So, but Denise, that was like nice to see all of you together and taking different
Yeah.
pictures together, and
It was fun. We had a good time. Every time we get together, we have a good time, you guys. It's just everybody gets to meet everybody again. Like I said, you're I don't want to say her name wrong because I know that Yoritzi.
Yoritzi?
Not Italian, but Yoritzi.
Hey, she was even there, huh?
Yeah, she was there.
It,
She showed up. Yeah, she was excited to meet everybody too. You know, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was starstruck by her too because she's so beautiful, you guys. Inside and out, she's just a all around cool girl.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Then, of course, Pearl and Spanky.
Love
I want to give a shout out to their dad, Spanky's dad, just for opening his place to, to Didi for this venue. It was all around just exciting, just to hang out with everybody and to eat. We had, he catered it, so it was really good. I'm going to shout out his place. It's called Las Maracas, like those maracas. Maracas. It's at 3300 North Broadway in Lincoln Heights, and they do all sorts of stuff. They cater to birthdays. They have anything you could think of, you name it. Melvin made me laugh because he tells Spanky today, "Hey, do you guys do divorce parties?"
Oh no! Oh, how funny!
Yeah, Melvin had a laughing today, but
that's funny.
yeah, there's all kinds of events. Again, it's at 3300 North Broadway in the city of what did I say?
Lincoln
Heights. You already put it up here.
Lincoln Heights. I'm sorry, Lincoln Heights.
Saludos,
Shout out to him, man. Shout out to his dad, Big Mike. He has such hospitality. He tells us at the end of the day, at the end of the party, he says, "Man, it's too bad that I couldn't be everywhere at once." And I said, "No, you did good. Just just being yourself, and it's hard to cater. It's hard to cater to each individual while you're there. You guys know.
I seen a nice 64 Impala there, man. Convertible Big Stomps came in, huh?
Yeah, that was Stomps' friend. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. I met him that day too. But
yeah, that was nice.
Yeah,
I thought it was looking nice.
Nice little
we got inside of it, and we're like sitting there going, "Man, if only we could just dip out right now." Take off. But, he let us sit in there and take some pictures, and just get a feel. I haven't sat in a car like that for a long time, so it was cool to just to hang out with everybody. Again, Pearl, Spanks, Dad.
That was cool. Hey, that was a cool event, man. I was watching it. I think on Gilu's and then on Big D's. I was watching that Big D was posting it too.
Oh,
that was a cool event.
Oh, and then after that, you guys, we went to Whittier. We thought Whittier would be shut down.
I've seen that.
Cruising, but now we're there. Good. I'd say 2 hours we're there.
Oh wow!
And everybody's just cruising back and just back to back cruising all like for 2 hours straight. And then they started to shut it down. So it was about, I think 10:30. We left that
Cool.
spot. But
Okay.
Gilu had a time of his life. If Gilu's on here, shout out to Gilu, man. He had so much fun.
Yes,
Shout
that-
out, Gilu.
Yeah, he had fun. He had so much fun. Just being on the boulevard, he kept, nah, this is cool. This is cool.
Man, I haven't been there since the 90s or 80, 89 or 90. Yeah. It's been a minute.
It was all right, though. It was cool.
I went to a few years ago on Whittier, but I went to a taco truck. Being honest, I'm being honest, man. I was there. I was like, oh, cool. It's cool.
We sat right under that sign. So, like, if we told you we're right under that sign. So, it was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think they kind of like let it roll at the beginning and then they start cutting and shutting it down, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, little by little.
Mostly people that were drinking and stuff. And,
Oh, okay.
I seen a few burnouts there. People were doing burnouts and stuff, huh?
yeah, when they started
That
doing
kills
that,
it.
that's when they started to get like, okay, well, now it's kind of like getting out of hand. When
Yeah.
people start dancing in the middle of the street, like that just kind of just sets it off to the cops. Anyways,
Okay.
wrong.
They kind of start shutting it down after people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was cool how they did it. I didn't see too many. We didn't see too many cops there, but enough for their presence to be known. And then they started little by little shutting down the streets.
Yeah.
So it got
I seen
smaller.
some nice bombs over there, man. Some nice cars, man.
We're looking at those bombs on the house.
Yeah. Oh man, I was like in heaven, man. I was like in heaven.
I know. Yeah, those all different people. There's just everybody's for East LA is just like a big salad bowl. There's just all kinds of different people and cruising is just where it's at. Like I love to go to a cruise on Sunday. Just to sit back and
enjoy the ending of the week. Take a cruise, see people, socialize. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's good. Oh.
Well, that's it. That's how my weekend went. It was fun. Overall, I was just had a good time.
Lakeisha.
That's cool. Thank you for
Looking forward
sharing.
to some more.
I love seeing your
Yeah.
pictures.
Thank you, Denise.
It's summer.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of car shows.
I saw your picture too, Denise. That looked awesome too. Though I was like, man,
It's like a lot of fun.
That was
Yeah.
funny. Monica said, sock check, and everybody looked at their socks. Picture of that. It was so funny.
That's
She said Melvin won for the highest socks.
Hey, I expected that though. I expected that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It was funny.
That's cool. Well, House, what did you do this last week? Anything?
You know what? I've been busy doing things. I've been trying to keep my dogs cool, because I keep them in there, then I take them outside. I got an area for them. So I went and cleaned up little things, did some other organization. I bought them a pool. I went to Walmart, bought them a pool, and I knew Pearl was going to like it, but I didn't think Big Dog was. But when I let him sit in there and I was watching him out the window, and then Big Dog got enough, he went inside. You know what I'm saying?
Got courage,
And they
huh?
enjoyed themselves, So it was kind of cool to see them. Other than that, going to church, keeping busy. Nothing, not very eventful this week, Yeah. But other than that, man, I just enjoyed every day, trying to keep cool though. It's been pretty hot, And the heat, when it gets to 106, I'm good, I'll go out in the early day, do my errands, do what I have to do, come back like about 12, then stay in, then go out around 6 o'clock,
Right.
Yeah.
How to do it?
But other than that, that's about it.
That's a good thing to mention is that you're keeping your dogs cool. People should keep in mind that if it's, what do they say? Like if it's 90 outside, they say like the pavement is normally like 120.
Yeah.
So, be careful.
You know what it's like, if you're by asphalt, it's extremely hot because it holds in the heat, Yeah. It's like it never cools down. It just always
Right.
generates heat.
Gotta show those fur babies love and keep them. Ruby's little picture came falling down. That's hilarious. And make sure they're good. They got their water. Their little paws are all cool.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good week. So, Fred, you're up next. What did you end up doing?
Ooh, man.
Kicking you with Diddy. Don't say.
Well, no, you know what? I had a great weekend, to be honest. A very good weekend. Got to spend some time this weekend Well, first and foremost, the same thing with me with my dogs. You know, I make sure I keep them hydrated. You know, and it's funny because I have Dotties, little dots and weenie dogs. You know, for those people, you know,
Yeah.
excuse me, and they drink so much water, and then they get all fat, like they plump up like hot dogs, you know. But I make sure they're hydrated because you know, I mean, poor things, man. You know, it's hot out. It's hot for them, you know. And so I make sure I keep them around. You know, they're indoor, but I keep them. You know, make sure they're with me. But anyhow, no, but I had a good weekend. I went out to I went to the movie. Oh, I went to appointments and stuff, but then I go to the appointments, come home. Go to the appointments, come home. You know, and that's pretty much it. And then movies and home. You know, I went out to a movie. Went to go see the Bike Riders.
Oh, how was
The
that?
Bike Riders movie. Yeah, that was. You know what? We enjoyed it. We really enjoyed it. It was awesome, man. It wasn't as intense as the trailer seemed, but it had a great story. I thought, you know, and I really enjoyed it. You know, we really enjoyed it. Not I. We really enjoyed it, and it was a good thing. It was awesome, man. I had a great time. You know.
Okay. So
Who
what,
plays
like,
who plays in that movie, Fred?
Tom Hardy, Austin Butler, who played Elvis, and then Jodie Comer and Michael Shannon, who the big tall guy who played Iceman in the Iceman movie, and somebody from Walking Dead. There's a couple of people in there. It was it was kind of a slow burn film, but it was intriguing. I mean, it keeps you going. You know, I thought it was good. You know, I mean, again, sorry, we thought it was good. I'm sorry, I keep going into the eyes.
Was it what you expected it to be, or was it more or less? Like,
You know what? No, I expected it to be this hardcore, you know, like a menace to society, but biker type movie, because that's how it kind of seems a little bit. But it was far from. It was kind of like, you know what? I'll put it like this, guys, because I don't want to give nothing away because it just came out on Friday. It was kind of like when those people that remember when Boys in the Hood came out, the movie with Ice Cube.
oh, yeah.
Everybody went in thinking it's going to be this big old, gangsterish or whatever, and it was the total opposite. It was, but it wasn't. You know, that's what this was. But again, it had a great story, just like Boys in the Hood had a good story. But yeah, it was good. It was really good. I would recommend it. I would recommend it. Just don't walk in expecting, this big old action packed and
right.
stuff like that. You know.
So what would you rather see, Easy Rider or Bike Riders?
You know what? I would want. Well, because I watched Easy Rider, and it's one of those movies that it's good, but of its time. You know. I would watch the Bike Riders again. You know what? Real quick before we get into it, it's funny you say Easy Rider. I believe in 2019, and I'll get into this, guys. I'm sorry. I always do this kind of stuff, right? I believe it was 2020. Yeah, it was 2019. I was at Union Station in Los Angeles, downtown LA. And I went and I parked because I was waiting for my family to come because they were getting off the train. They were coming back, and I picked them up over there.
Mm-hmm.
They had gone to New Mexico, and they were coming back. So I parked, and I didn't want to park in the little section thing. It was like $2 a minute or whatever it was, So I'm parked out there, and it was a hot day, and I see this elderly lady get into like a limo type vehicle in front of me, or she didn't get in. She was like, "Come on, hurry up!" And there was an old man coming on the side, and I was in a van, and he goes, "Can I lean right here?" Because he was tired. Excuse me. And I said, "Yeah," and I was like, he kind of leaned. He could like hardly move, really, So anyways, I didn't realize, and I'll end this quick. I didn't realize who it was until he went to get in the car. It was Peter Fonda.
Oh,
It
really?
was Peter Fonda. Yeah, I was like, "Oh
Peter
wow!"
Fonda.
I told him to get in. I was get in, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
He passed a little bit after that. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was awkward. Like I was like, "Oh, that's Peter Fonda." Like, oh, crazy. Yeah.
Hey, let me share something real quick, Fred. On that note, we're in Hollywood. Man, it's been a while back since George Burns, right? So we pull up to this house, and we're blocking the driveway, and a car comes on the side of we didn't realize we're blocking the driveway. So we're looking at this house, and we had, of course, that Hollywood map. And so we're looking at it, and we're looking at the house. Oh, okay, George Burns lives here. And a car pulls up on the side, and he's like, has his blinker on to turn. I go, oh shit. And I double looked. It was George Burns. He wanted to get in his driveway.
Really?
George Burns, huh?
Hey, you know what? For those people who don't know who George Burns is, he's God. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, and he has a cigar. Always has a cigar.
He's God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, not to get off track, but Denise, remember that guy that you met over there when you went to that car show?
What guy?
That one German guy from Venice.
Oh yeah, German Venice.
Okay,
Yeah.
I happened to. It popped up on my thing, and I was watching him, and he was at that same one you were talking about, going around, and there was a lot of different cars, expensive cars. Man.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah, we missed him. We missed him somewhere, but no, we didn't miss him at that one. Duh, we talked to him at that one.
Yeah,
at that one. Yeah,
I'm thinking about what's the name with the cars?
Jay Leno?
Jay Leno, yeah, we missed Jay Leno. He was there earlier, so I saw footage of Venice, German in Venice. I saw his footage earlier, and he was like filming him. So we missed him, but we saw German in Venice. He was cool, man.
You can see Jay Leno's face, how they were. I guess maybe you know how he got burned real bad.
Oh
yeah. So you could tell. You could see the after.
That's crazy.
Effect.
You know what? The movie being about bikes, that's crazy. Right before we went on, I just saw this little news flash. I won't get into it, due to it being sensitive subjects, but it says that the entire HA chapter, bike chapter, Hells Angels chapter in Bakersfield was just swept up.
What?
Wow.
The entire chapter in Bakersfield.
Crazy.
Was just
Today?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So
Wow.
if you're out there riding in that area, I would lay low. Hopefully you don't have a reason to, but
Yeah.
that's crazy.
They watch these guys for a long time. It's not just like they just do a,
No,
they watch them for
they
a while.
still pay. Yeah.
Yeah.
They put you on the radar, and then they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Leno has a place out here too, right, Fred? Like in Carmel, I think.
Yeah.
He owns property there.
Yeah,
So,
he comes up to the show.
yeah. So that's, I don't know. I don't feel like I had a very exciting weekend, but it was, like I said, it was nice here. So
Yeah.
I did do some gardening, got my garden going, made like a little makeshift greenhouse. So I'll take a picture of it. I mean, I think I did a good job. So
Right on.
got some veggies in it.
So Jen, are you doing above the ground like planting? Like where you? Okay, yeah.
Above the ground, and that one in the greenhouse is above the ground. And then I just put my because I started 2 avocado trees from seeds,
Okay.
and I just put those in the ground, and then a Meyer lemon tree. I'm hoping that one takes good because I really love Meyer lemons. Those, like, to me, are the best because they're just perfect.
Yeah.
They're not too sour. They're a little bit sweet, a little bit sour. And my grandfather's tree is still going strong on my grandparents. So I'm going to try to start one to do good here.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of funny you're doing that because I've been contemplating that. I was like contemplating on the side doing a little bit of stuff like that,
Yeah,
some
it's
gardening,
fun.
doing some plants. Yeah.
Yeah.
Build a little box house. Your little box.
Yeah.
Maybe a 6x3 box. And
I've seen some tomatoes, tomato plants, chilies.
I don't have that thumb for that. Everything dies on me. I'm telling you, I took a picture of the orange tree outside. 1 orange. 1. I'm not lying. I'm like, what the heck is this? 1.
You know what they say when you got like fruit plants, citrus plants, is you get nails, those big nails, and you drive a bunch of them on the bottom of their stump there, and it tends to make them juicy. That's what I was told.
Really? Back in the 80s, my uncles, they used to paint the tree white. I don't know what that was about, but they painted the trunk of the tree white.
Yeah.
Insects off of it. They do that. A lot of the trees in the valley are all painted white down the orchards. like that.
Oh, yeah.
But you know
Yeah.
what? This is crazy. So I didn't really do this, but it's funny how this unfolded. Like, I'll tell you guys this little story. We have a lot of wildlife that comes right up to the property. I have mentioned it before: mountain lions, bobcats,
Yeah.
coyotes. So recently, the coyotes have been hunting like in packs, and we hear them at nighttime. It sounds really creepy. Denise, I think I sent you a clip of the audio once, and it sounds scary.
Yeah.
But the other day, it was daytime, and I had just let Angel out to go potty. Like, I just opened my back door, she goes out, does her thing, comes back. And as I was doing that, I was changing. So I had like one chancla on and one in my hand. And Ruby comes running past me. She's yelling, "Coyote, coyote, coyote!" Angel fighting a coyote. And she runs out. So I'm thinking, oh no, my kid just ran outside after a coyote. My dog's fighting. So I go running outside. By the time I get out there, like, the coyote had already took off. Thank God it wasn't like a group of them this time. And Angel's standing there like panting. And then my girls come out the other side, and they just see me standing there with a chancla. And I was like, I know you did not come out here with a chancla, right? Coyote, Mom.
Oh God.
No, it's that way. Just hold it out, and it just looked that way.
What a scene that would be.
It was pretty funny.
But
luckily, Angel was fine. No marks. She heard that.
Angel's like, I'm too old to freaking run out of these after these damn.
She is.
Dang, that's scary though.
Hey, what's the laws on that? If you run into coyotes, can you kill them or something? Or if they're on your property?
They are so protective of these animals. Like, you really have to document what you're doing. As a matter of fact, like, just north of, well, not just north, like kind of in the Tahoe area, I believe, there was just a lady who was tragically unalived by a black bear that broke into her home. And it had been breaking into her home. And she actually had been documenting the amount of times it came. It was coming up, and they were telling her, you can't be throwing your garbage out like that. You're cooking with your windows open. She lived like right out in the forest area, so you've got to be extra careful there. And she, I guess, was not kind of listening to what they were telling her, and sadly lived alone. And a lady would take her groceries normally. The lady couldn't get hold of her for a couple of weeks. Called for a welfare check, and they went out there and found her in her home.
No.
It was scary because they said, they send like an investigative team out there to this happened. They said it looked like that bear went through her kitchen window and snatched her out of bed while she was
shit.
I know. Like, oh no.
Damn.
And with her, they gave her the green light to, like, you can shoot the bear now. Like, you have authorized, you have documented enough time.
Yeah.
It's a danger, but unfortunately, she was obviously not prepared for coming back.
You guys, Mal works. His hours of work, and he hears the. He said the cry of a rabbit when the coyotes get at them. Oh man, he said it sounds horrific.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't stand that. I know.
And those coyotes are pretty fast too. I seen them running down the street, and I mean, they were hauling ass in a pack, and they're just jamming. And then all of a sudden, there's a wall there. What do? They cut across and went that way. And I mean, they're quick. They're real fast.
They're a lot smaller than people think, so they're quick. Yeah. But rest in peace to that lady. And I don't know. I think if you have an issue with dangerous animals like that coming onto your property, just stay ready at all times. Yeah. And, with all of that said, let's go ahead and jump into our topics. And the first one, I'm going to jump on Mr. Ryan Garcia and what is going on with him. I've got a short video. I don't know. This guy, I feel like he needs
I'm going to beat you to the punch, huh?
Yeah, he needs like an intervention or something. Let's see what is going on.
Breaking news: Ryan Garcia has shocked fans with his latest announcement. Is he really retiring? The 25-year-old boxing star took to Twitter in an emotional rant. He mentioned his mother's cancer, a lawsuit, and a tainted supplements scandal. Garcia also revealed he's going through a divorce. This also comes a month after the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association announced Garcia tested positive for performance-enhancing drug Ostarine around the time of his fight with Devin Haney, a bout he won, but did not claim Haney's WBC lightweight title due to missing weight. The stress seems overwhelming. Why is he stepping away from boxing now? Could his positive drug tests be the final straw? His fight against Devin Haney is under review. Garcia's tweets suggest he's fed up with the sport's corruption. Is this truly the end of his boxing career, or just a break?
No.
He said something about taking a break for a year.
Yeah.
You know, I think maybe it's he's not as good as he think he is, but I mean he's a social media star or whatever. But when it comes down to boxing, he's not really up to par like these other people are. But then again, who knows? I see him. His mental status is kind of like going a little bit. That's how I see him. You know, so plus the enhancements right there. What do they call those? A drug? What do they call it?
Yeah.
I don't know what that particular substance was.
It starts with an O. I can't remember the name.
Ostarine?
Opiate?
Probably.
It's an enhancement drug or something like that. Yeah. But you know what? He did. Doesn't he say he smokes weed?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think, yeah.
I don't know if you guys. I heard him say that, and I don't know if he's just talking, but yeah.
Yeah.
They suspended him for a year though. The boxing.
Yeah. And it's retroactive. So from the last fight, you know, he has to pay like $1.1 million, forfeit that money, and then $10,000 fine on top of that. You know.
And then he gets the belt back.
He has the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy he beat, he's taken from the record. He gets it back. Gets the belt back.
From what I'm hearing, he wants to go into acting or singing.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
I don't take anything serious that guy says, but if they suspended him before he retired, then did himself a favor.
Well, he tested for I think probably for steroids or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some kind of enhancement. Yeah.
I think that's what they're referring to with the steroids during that fight. You know. So yeah, it's just a mess, man. It's just a mess. I think it's just sad being that he's so young, throwing his career away. You know, I mean,
right. I remember. Yeah, he was like acting. You guys all saw it. Like you said, his behavior was crazy. Like leading up to the fight, and it was an interview he was in after the fact where he was telling the guy that I was roasting the whole time. I was playing, you know.
Yeah.
Just to sort of amp up the fight, get people to, you know, to watch the sales, all that. And at that point, you know, when people get that big, they obviously get paid for even posting a picture and things like that. So he says he knew what he was doing, but I don't know. He seems a little off.
Yeah. A little.
Yeah.
You know, I think he's consumed through social media though, because that's the thing now too, that you know, celebrities aren't really celebrities anymore. It's not as closed off as it should be. You know, they're pretty much accessible. So they want to kind of join in the fun and, you know, try to keep things going. They're not satisfied with the attention they're getting, say, in the ring or in movies or singing or whatever. They want to interact in the, you know, in the social media world, you know. I mean,
they get caught up.
Did you guys see the Tank Davis fight where I think afterwards what's his name approached him and he had a shirt on? And what did that shirt say? You're the number one fighter or something like that. I can't remember the words exactly. He was talking to Gervonta Davis, and then afterwards he turns around and says, "Give me a rematch, B." You know.
Crazy.
Yeah, they were laughing it off, you know, but
that's a bit much. I mean, I guess when they mention all of those personal things he's going through, you could see how somebody would be spiraling, but I mean, he's doing it in front of the entire world. So
that's where the problem.
And there is a lot of things going in his life, but he's got to stop and do it, one thing at a time, man. One thing at a time.
That's right. I appreciate that too. Like, I feel like that's what we like. If you see someone you care about spiraling or going, hopefully you have at least one or two people that pull you aside and be like, hey, not about to go. But I don't know. I guess pain is intoxicating to a lot of people. So we'll see what happens with him. And let's see. There's one more story I wanted to touch on, and then you guys can let me know what you have too. So there's this couple that went on vacation to Mexico. They went like to one of those resorts areas, and it was a husband and wife, and they sadly went together, and they were out in this hot tub or jacuzzi, and then the wife came forward and did an interview last week, and it was only a week after the incident, and sadly it was a tragedy. She and her husband were in the jacuzzi. She said everything was going fine until the next thing she noticed, she heard her husband say, "Oh, SHIT," and she said she immediately started feeling like she was being electrocuted.
Yeah, and I heard that. Yeah.
So I've got a little video. Let's hear the description a bit. Trigger warning, and obviously it's involving a tragedy. We're just commentating on this, and then we're going to give our thoughts and opinion on that event.
An American tourist just died in a Mexican resort. This comes after a shocking hot tub electrocution incident. This incident happened at the Sonoran Sea Resort. He was traveling with his wife and they were both in the hot tub when this incident occurred. Bystanders that were a witness to this incident were trying frantically to pull them out. But unfortunately, the electric current was just too strong. When authorities arrived at the scene, he was unfortunately submerged under the water. The complex where the hot tub was located apparently shut down all hot tubs at the resort. The Attorney General's office has now launched an investigation into this matter. They're now trying to figure out the exact cause of death, as well as determining what caused this
So, I mean, they have determined what, he actually passed a drowning. Did the interview after that video. And because of what that man described, the electrocution was continuous. So people who were trying to save them, you know what I mean? Kept happening.
If they come in contact with them and they're on the wet floors, it won't go through them. It will. It'll continue. Yeah. Got to be careful.
Yeah, it's very. I don't know if any one of you has like accidentally been like just zapped by something, but it's really startling. Yeah.
One time, this was years ago when I was a kid, and I was washing my mom's walls, right? And I, stupid me, I had this big old water sponge with wetness like this, and I went right over the plug. I got stuck there for a few. It like it gripped you, and it stuck you. I'm like, wait a minute, damn! I pulled my hand out. It was a trip.
That's something like my grandparents had most of our families, I think, probably had like an old freezer or refrigerator in the garage. And I remember going out to get something out of it once when I was a kid, and I grabbed the thing to open it, and that's what it did, and I couldn't let go of it though. And whatever it was, like the freezer part had started leaking, and there was water I was standing in, and there was some kind of short in it, and it was electrocuted. I thought it was deadly, but it was a really terrible feeling.
Trip out on this. One time I was at work, and I used to work for a window manufacturing company years ago, Fleetwood, right? And they had big crates of bunch of glass, and we were doing the Folsom Prison glass back in the days, right? So I brought a thing in, and I was opening the crate, and I opened it up, and I guess from being out in the rain and the storm, they're like batteries or something. They contain electricity in there, right? So when I went to grab the first glass like this, snap! I heard a big old snap, and I felt it go through my body, and my toes started going like this. It was like, damn. That was no joke, man. My toe was just going like this, throbbing, man. I'm like, did you hear that? He goes, damn. Yeah, it was a big old snap, But you got to be careful. Electricity, man. Be careful.
Right.
And it's a trip out of that electricity. Our bodies are like you know, when you're going out, they shock you, right, with electricity.
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
how they could do
To
that.
kickstart you, yeah.
That's a trip. Yeah, just a lot of things we need to know too about our bodies. That the electrolytes, like our body
Electrons.
needs a shock
You
sometimes.
know,
You know, when you're going out.
you know, back in I think it was junior high school, we had a class, and the teacher brought in this one device where you hold one side.
Oh, I was just gonna
We
tell you
made a
about
chain of people.
Yeah.
Remember that? And
Yeah,
then he starts cranking it up like this, and you could feel it going through you. You know?
Yeah, through everybody.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
scary.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like a battery or something?
No, it was some kind of device he was cranking, and it generated. And he would. It was an older one.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm a little bit older than you, Denise.
Huh?
So this lady, you know, the wife, she did survive, and you know, when all of that happened, she actually was, I think, without a pulse for 10 minutes. They were working on her.
Oh,
They were able to transport her to a hospital, and when she came to, sadly, she woke up, and what she heard was the nurse saying in Spanish, her husband didn't make it.
Yeah.
So
wow.
she is suing the resort, I think, for $1 million. And the resort is sort of placing blame on the homeowners association because it happened, I guess, within an area that's supposed to be run by this homeowners association. So
Yeah, they don't even want to touch that.
They also complained about. Excuse me, I'm sorry. They also complained about nobody running to turn off the emergency power on the jacuzzi when that happened.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
That
what
was
her
good.
complaint is, that why didn't they turn off the emergency shut off right away? And the only thing I can think of is, did they not realize what was happening? Like, what was all the chaos? Like, I don't know. I'm sure it will come out.
And that was from the lights on the bottom of the jacuzzi, right, or the pool.
That's the
whatever.
only thing I could think of is the lights. They weren't
no,
sealed or
that's-
something. Yeah.
That's what it was. That's what it was. It was
Yeah.
from the light on the bottom or on the side, whatever it was, you know.
And you know what's the trip? All pools have lights, right? And you're thinking like, how does they said never go into a pool after a storm.
Right.
Something's just not something's
that
not
too.
good about
And
that.
it's good if you see around the pool or jacuzzi, hot tub, that any of the lights are off, you know, and some are on, to not take the chance and go in, because that means there's some sort of electrical issue.
Yeah.
So I guess, sadly, that's the only thing we can sort of be vigilant and look out for if you're going in any sort of water.
Yeah, for sure. You know, my mom used to put our hair in braids all the time. We'd go in the pool. Because remember back in the 80s, like 80s, we used to hear a lot of hair getting caught in the drain.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And it would hold them down there and they come unalive. That thing, man.
I don't think that's cool anymore. I mean, before we used to fear of Jaws, you know what I mean? And now it's like, now you don't have to think jumping in the pool, you know? It's like, what the heck, man? It's just, you know, I mean,
No, crazy stuff really is happening out there.
you know, it's not something we think about. I mean, I didn't even think about that until this happened, you know? And you just think like, oh, yeah, you know, why not? Just jump in the pool.
Yeah.
Right.
And now it's, you know, I think it's a matter of maintenance as well, too. You know, people need to.
Yeah. Maintenance has to play a big part of it. Yeah.
It sounds like nobody wants to take responsibility for this either. Like she turned to the hotel itself, right? They didn't want it. They said, "Oh, it's a whole home HO. What is it?
They're not going to want to crack
Yeah, that's good. It's all about because of money. You know, they don't want to be responsible. No, because they're going to probably sue them.
Oh, yeah. And $1 million, you know, for wrongful death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to be pointing the finger at everyone, you know, but themselves.
But I mean, really, the $1 million really, how, you know, that I would rather have my loved one back than that kind of money, to be honest with you. I mean,
Absolutely.
not gonna,
Yeah.
you know,
I agree with you. Right.
I'm sure, and I'm sure she does feel that way, but she's got to draw, you know, some sort of attention to the fault of whoever was, you know, responsible for that area too. So it's a sad story, but
yeah,
you know,
not
pray
cool.
for her and for her healing. The family.
Debbie says, I love watching lightnings and storms. You know, one time, that reminds me of this thing. I was living over here and I was looking out the window and I like taking pictures, you know, and photography. So off in the distance, I started seeing some lightning and stuff. So I took some pictures and, got a few pictures, and then never be careful of what you say. Okay.
Man.
I was all like, God, you could do better than that, right? And right on top of me, bam. And this is no joke. I was videotaping it at this time, and I rewound the video back because my camera got shut off. Okay, and it was loud, but in the sky it was like webs. I mean, a gang load of webs, man. And so I'm saying I better be careful what I wish for. Yeah,
Right?
don't tempt God like that. Don't say, God, you can do no.
He was like, "Oh yeah, I got you."
Yeah, and it shut my camera off. And then one of the photos, I got to look at my computer. One of the photos, it's like you see something going under the eave, electric thing going underneath the eave, like this.
That's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
creepy, right? It is, but ugh. I love watching storms and stuff too, but from a distance, from the inside.
Oh, wow.
It's
I
so
can't
weird.
do
I'll just watch the movie.
Uh,
I'll
that's
just
right.
watch the movie Twister. That's as far as I go. I don't even want to go outside when it's like that, man.
Right?
Yeah, it's dangerous.
You know, the safest place to be is in your car, really, because it's grounded, right?
Yeah, but still, I mean,
The tires ground your.
One time it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. I was going to work, and we had this bad storm here. This must have been about 15, 20 years ago. And I was going down the hill on the 60 freeway, and I swear it sounded like the world was ending, man. I was in the car, and that lightning was so crazy, nonstop, and just flashes everywhere. I'm like, man, that's crazy.
When it's that bad, it does startle you.
Yeah.
And any sort of weather events like that, or even a bad earthquake, it can make you feel like, is this it, God? Like yesterday, I didn't even feel it, but we were leaving to take one of my daughters to work, and Ruby goes, "Oh, did you feel that earthquake?" She goes, "Yeah." We're walking across the floor, and then I did not feel it, so I was like, "No, there wasn't." And later on, I read that there was 4 earthquakes yesterday. So I'm like, maybe she did feel it.
I was driving in New Mexico one time, going out there, and you see the desert, and then but in the distance I saw the dark clouds. I saw lightning, and it was just it was different to me. I'm not used to being in the desert, and you don't think it's hot and it's whatnot, but no, you could see it. I mean, it looked awesome, to be honest with you. And to be honest, guys, the first thing that came to my head was right around the storm by the door, and I was like, man.
Okay.
But it was just like it was a trip, man. It was a trip. It was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I prefer not to drive in the rain if I could avoid it. If not, I've done it. It's just what it is.
Yeah, me too. I don't like driving.
Hey, Fred, I had an experience where I have a trainee, and we're on the freeway, and it's pouring, raining big time. And you know how you have the trucks passing you by and this and that. I'm standing in the step wall, right?
Okay.
And you can't see nothing because that truck comes by, and she's all nervous and everything, and I'm saying, okay, we're going to exit off on the next street, but in reality, we have to travel in things like that, rain, whatever. Fog, fog's another thing. Fog is dangerous as well.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So that's like really, it's just,
Yes.
hey, what's up, Mr. Goyle? How you doing, man? No, you're right. I mean, that comes with the territory, I mean, we have to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be scared if I was a truck driver in the fog, man. Can't even drive with my own car.
Denise, did you hear any stories about any traveling issues recently?
Traveling issues?
I thought there was a guy that traveled.
Yeah, there was a guy. Oh, where was he out of? Calexico or something? I forgot. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Apparently, he had. Can I say it?
Yeah, we're far enough.
He had some. We'll say balas. He had them in his suitcase. Somehow, I don't know how they got there, but
right.
He was traveling back home, I guess. Right? I didn't read the whole story. I'm sorry, sis.
Yeah, he went. Like you said, it was like a vacation.
Yeah, he
went.
traveling back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they arrested him. I guess he went to court apparently, and they were going to give him like 12 years for having four in his luggage. And it's like, wait, how did they even get there? I didn't even know how they got there.
You know what?
Isn't that a well-known resort that it's happening in that area?
Like Calexico or something?
No. I'm thinking Cancun, but it's not Cancun.
No.
It was one of the islands.
Yeah, it's on some islands. Yeah, you're right, Jen.
Yeah, it was one
Hello,
of the
Randy
islands.
G.
Hey, Randy. But I was thinking about that too. Like, how does that happen? At first, I thought the same thing. Like, how do you travel, go on a plane, and just all of a sudden there's 4 bullets in your luggage? You know, just that. No weapon.
So they didn't say how they got. Yeah, no weapon at all.
Right.
So I don't know. That turned me for like a loop. I was just like, wait a minute. There's a whole bunch of stuff missing here.
But imagine.
You know, now these days when you go traveling to different countries, make sure you know about weed, about pot, you know, and all this other stuff, because man, you could be caught up in prison for some time, you know.
Yeah, he was facing 12 years in prison, and I thought, okay, so what? Maybe someone set him up, or maybe he kind of looked like a cowboy guy in the picture. I thought, what if he went hunting here within the States? You know what I mean? Yeah. Took that piece of luggage one time, and maybe
but he didn't even have a weapon. That's the thing. Where was the
right? But maybe
hey, that's been happening a lot, though. You know.
Yeah. Remember that basketball player in Russia? That was. I mean, I don't know the whole story on that. It was kind of political or very political. But when she got detained for having that THC, and she was. That's crazy. I mean, I guess pack your own luggage, right? And go through it thoroughly before you travel anywhere.
And definitely don't go driving through Utah, I think it was. With any kind of
that story
contraband or anything.
Get the whole story. So I can't speak on it.
There's a movie about that. Well, not about that, but a true story. It's called, it's from, I believe, 1978, but if you watch it today, it still holds up. It's called Midnight Express.
Okay.
About a guy who got caught. Yeah, I believe in Turkey. He was in Turkey and got caught with he was trying to smuggle, you know, paraphernalia across or something like that, and he got caught over there. And they tell the story of what happened. And that's no joke in other countries, you know.
Oh no, not even.
Like Harold and Kumar in Guantanamo Bay, you know. I mean, you know.
Right.
It's like,
right here. The guy left the previous hunting trip. I could see that happen. Just weird that he passed through and was able to fly there, and they caught him on the way back. Right.
Yeah, that was weird.
That's
no. The thing is, there was no weapon. There was nothing. Like what? Where's the other part of that story?
Well, I mean, if he left it in the luggage from a previous hunting trip and somehow overlooked, you know,
could have been possible. They didn't say.
Yeah, crazy.
Hey, there's some countries now that are tolerating a lot of stuff like that now, you know, especially. So check in, man. Definitely. Check
your own stuff. Go through it. Pack your own luggage. Don't let anybody else touch your luggage. So, I mean, we're not going to go deep into it, but, you know, I do want to bring it up. I guess the presidential debate is this Thursday. Are you guys going to watch
it? I'm going to be glued to that TV, boy.
Yeah. I'm going to watch it.
I don't know. It might get me mad, but a lot of...
I love watching the presidential debates and stuff like that, you know, but now there's no live audience and stuff like that, or no people to cheer, you know, or say boo or whatever, you know, put their little 2 cents in there. It's a one-on-one, and we'll see how it goes. But, you know, Sleepy Joe, as I like they call him, Joe or whatever, let's see how his mind is, you know. Let's see how Donald Trump, if he can hold his mouth, you know, if he can't, you know, come on. So they both have to start trying to do some other way, you know, but
right. Like we're supposed to be able to watch this and watch it and take our, you know, our 2 cents in and our opinions and whatnot, but they're gonna be muting every time. You know, I just want to see Sleepy Joe.
The only reason why they did that is because of how Trump has a tendency to continue to go on and
Yeah,
stuff like
he's
that.
like me.
But and he didn't show any kind of respect even to the people that are hosting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
So
he speaks his mind and he wants to get his opinion out there and what he's thinking and whatnot.
And
So,
but even Joe, right? Biden, when he says, "Oh, shut up," "Oh, shut up," that wasn't very presidential of him to say that as well. But he kept on going and going. So
Yeah.
we'll see how things.
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
watch it. I know that. That's gonna be. I'm gonna watch it. Something
Right.
to watch.
I'm taking a day off that day to watch it too. He said he was. I don't
No,
know.
but really, like outside the political, whatever political anybody believes,
Yeah.
do you guys really think that Biden can really keep up with Trump? I mean, I'm just talking on the debate itself. I'm mouthing off. I mean, I honestly, this is not a political statement. This is just, by what it is. I don't think Biden can keep up with. I mean, I think he's going to railroad him, man. Like, I'm predicting. I'm seeing it like a fight. Like an actual fight, kind of.
Oh no!
Like a
While Trump is a lot healthier than it seems like than Biden. Biden, he moves so slow. If you look at him, he just like.
It's kind of sad at this point. I'm kind of sad at this point because that's like, okay, I don't want to feel like I'm an elder abuser, right? Because that's what he feels like. He's getting bamboozled. He's really getting called out on all the crap he's doing. Like he's walking this way and you're supposed to walk that way, and he's just lost. It's like how does, on a serious note though, how's he so lost?
Yeah, I mean, it's just,
I don't get it. Like, and they're trying to play with our minds as far as, oh, he ain't lost. Mainstream media they're ridiculous, you guys. It's like
sometimes
you're seeing what I'm seeing. I'm not making shit up. He's really not. He's really not with it.
There's a lot of times I've seen him where he looks lost. He does, but there's times where I can see him stuttering and stuff like that. But man, it's going to be hard, man, because I really don't care for either one of them. I'm being truthful to you, but I just don't want to see what's his name in there, Trump. That's it. I just don't, because he's going to. You guys may not think, but he's going to ruin it for America even worse. And I'm not talking about financially for the rich people or this and that. No, his policies. No, our relationships with other countries and NATO and all this other stuff is going to fall apart, because in his mentality, he's all like saying, "Hey, let's go. If they're not paying their bill, bomb them or whatever. I mean, do what you do to them, But no, you can't. We established this to protect against. You got the communists, right? And then you got us, the autocrats, and then you got the Democrats, whatever. So you got to be very careful, man, because this guy, from what I heard from his mouth, I think he would just sell us to Russia like that. That's how I feel. He would just give us away to Russia like that.
Hey, well, right now we got a man in there that's senile that can push the button at any time, and we're all done. We're done.
No, he's.
It's not that easy, but I'm just saying how off he is. It's like rather have this guy over here than to each his own.
Yeah, I mean, there's.
Okay, what do you say? What do you say, Fred?
every time I was becoming a debate right now, the fight stepped out back.
Hey, Jen, put the mute button. Get the mute button ready.
Right. There's only one thing we can do, you guys, and that's tune in, watch it. Everybody can draw your own conclusion from that, and then make your decisions based on what you feel come November.
Really do your research, not just because of that. Look their history. Look who they are, how they are. Because I know Biden. He is getting old, but he has relationships with other countries. He used to be out there and talk to them and communicate with people. Trump's not like this. I seen Trump walking with these people, and he's all like pushes them aside like this, like get out of my way. And he's all like fixing this thing, like out of ear.
Take that, Trump. How you knew, House? He's a metal. Hey,
I would have stopped him. I would have said, get out of the way.
Sleepy Joe and his son is over there bringing cocaine to the White House. And,
you know what? Okay, this is one thing you have to understand. People are not perfect. We understand that, but a lot of things, yeah, it's hard to decide because no, a lot of crooked stuff, corrupt stuff. But I want to. One thing is let's don't lose that democracy here.
Lost.
Let's don't, because I don't want to be a communist country run by somebody that doesn't want to leave office.
He don't even believe in God. He's already conquered the world. Like he needs to go.
Hey, Trump thinks he's God. He's all like, oh.
No, but he believes in God, and that's a man like if you don't believe in God, then
Hey, research, because he's all like, and he also states stuff like he is Jesus, which he's not.
I've never heard of saying Jesus.
He calls the man upstairs boss. Oh no, he's mighty God, holy.
I'll tell you guys what. If I go anywhere else, and there's an old man leaning on my vehicle, I'm gonna make sure it's not Biden. Okay.
Right.
If I try to drive it, imagine that.
Hit the gas.
Hey, Liz Cheney for president, man. She went against the Republicans. And see, I'm not against Republicans or whatever. It's the person in general. What do they really care about this country? You know what I'm saying? And she went against her own party to stand up for the Constitution. And I respect that 100% right there, And because that means that
Yeah.
Perfect
time to segue into our next subject, right? Make your decisions, guys. Right?
But just go out there and vote.
Right. Go out there and vote. Read things, read the fine print, make informed decisions. Fred, there has been some updates, I think, and I mean, it's crazy that all these years later, but hasn't there been some updates in the whole Tupac investigation?
In
the music industry?
Yeah, big time stuff, guys. You know what? This is for those that follow it, so I'm gonna get into it a little bit, guys. Try to stick with me because there's a lot of, let's just say there's a lot of characters in this story here, right? So we'll get into the last person alive that was in the infamous white Cadillac that opened fire on Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight in Las Vegas on May 7th of '96, right? So he went on a lot of channel podcasts and stuff and opened up about what happened that night and how it went down. He even wrote a book, Compton Street Menace, and he describes in detail of how it went down, the assassination of Tupac Shakur, and why, and all this other stuff. He got arrested because
Did you say the guy's name yet?
The what now?
Did you say the guy's name yet?
Keefy D. Keefy D is the guy that got arrested for it.
Yeah, the older guy, right?
Yeah. Well, his nephew, Orlando Anderson, the guy they beat up in the casino, is actually the guy they said was the guy with the weapon that stuck his hand out the window and stuff. So it was his nephew. So Keefy D now I think he did a proper agreement or something like that, and he went on to say more. He should have just stayed quiet. They arrested him now.
Yeah,
he's under arrest for that, so he's going to trial. He also stated, and it all comes back full circle. He went on to state that P. Diddy had put a bond out for $1 million. So here's where it gets complicated. He told the story as well as in the book. He says that after that whole incident in Vegas when they beat up his nephew in the casino, he called Eric Martin von Zip, which was a kingpin from the Bronx. He was from New York. I believe New York. I'm not sure if it was Bronx, but he was in a Mercedes-Benz in the parking lot, whatever, right? So Keefy D walked up to the car, and he noticed Foxy Brown in the vehicle, which is Foxy Brown, the rap artist that came out with Jay-Z And the plot thickens from here. I mean, it just gets bigger and bigger.
Wow.
He saw her and the driver, the Kingpin, which he's no longer with us. And this is all public record, guys. I'm not saying, it's not me doing the
Right.
bringing all this out. They motioned for Foxy Brown to get out of the car. It was a Mercedes Benz. Keefe D, that's arrested now, he got in the vehicle, and Eric Martin Von Zip from a hidden compartment pulled out a weapon, a 40 caliber weapon. Yeah, a 40 caliber weapon, and he said, "Hey, he goes, it's time to get that money."
Hmm.
In reference to the bounty that was put up from P. Diddy. Handed it to him. He said he put it in his waist on the back. They say that Foxy Brown, the rap artist Foxy Brown, witnessed that, or had been placed at the scene. It had been placed in Vegas.
Yeah.
He got out, opened the door, let her get back in the car. They closed the door and they drove off. Now, what happened with Keefe D is now in court. He's fighting this case, and I believe they're talking about somebody's bailing him out, whatever the case may be, right? So what happened was he went on to say, no, that everything he stated on video and in the book was all made up. It was just for clout and to get paid. Well, a lot of stuff is coming out now, and now they're after Foxy Brown to bring her in to, subpoena him, subpoena her. And so she's going to have to testify. So if she, unless she pleads the fifth, but you know how that goes, she's going to be incarcerated until the case is over. Is she what we would call, in my opinion, is she what we would call a snitch? I mean, no, he pretty much threw her under the bus. He put her at the scene, So now if he goes in and testifies, and she says, yes, she was in Vegas on March 7th of 1996 with Eric Von Zip, there goes Diddy, and there goes Keefe D as well.
Yeah.
Further on is now she's coming after Jay-Z because it's long been known that Jay-Z, I'll say respectfully, took advantage of her to get into the industry.
Hmm.
And mind you, on March 7th of 1996, when she was in Vegas, she was 17 years old. So when she did the song with Jay-Z, she was like 14, 15 years old. And she's talking about, shaking her behind and doing all this stuff. And they say that he actually took advantage of her and, just kind of used her, brought her in, and then he blacklisted her. So, she's a woman scorned coming back in, and she's going to sweep, clean house. And again, it tickles back down to P. Diddy as well. So yeah, guys, it's getting thick out there for all these.
What's Suge Knight's part in this? I know he's in jail right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in.
What is he in there for?
He's in there for when they filmed Straight Outta Compton, when they were filming that movie Straight Outta Compton, and he ran over those two guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's a completely different ball game. I mean, that's just unfortunate for him too, but. I mean, it's like I said, there's a lot of characters in the story that can kind of confuse somebody. The thing about the guy that handed Keefe D the weapon, he's no longer with us. He passed from cancer years ago. So, now it's all. They're digging, man. They're digging the feds and everybody out there. They're after these people. A lot of people are gonna go down. A lot of people are gonna go down. Not just P. Diddy.
Well, see, some of these people that they think they're just untouchable, because they could do what they want to do, and they're not. It eventually is going to creep up to you,
And mind you, think about it too, though, man. I mean, let's not even just put that aside. If you think about it, Jay-Z was 26 years old. Foxy Brown was 17. So she was 15 years old when they did the song, and if he took advantage of her, that's a whole different ballgame for him too, as well. Now,
where were Foxy Brown's parents?
Yeah, where the hell were they?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's one thing I've had conversations with people. Is like when I see all these celebrities with these underage people, it's like, where are the parents at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you just be like, oh well, my daughter's going out with so and so. Like no, man. Like there's still people. There's still people at the end of the day. It's like you just
Yeah.
it's just how it goes, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But
That's wild. I feel like the more talking happens, the more people are being brought into it.
Yeah.
That's
we, yeah, you know what? It's a social media thing. I mean, people go on the internet, say all these things, and expect people not to kind of like, hey, wait a minute, what the heck? It's
There's
gonna
no
follow
rewind
you.
button. Play that again.
Yeah, you know what I mean. He put himself there. That guy Keefy D put himself in that situation, and he's bringing everybody's coming down with it. They're coming down the pipeline. Just that's just the reality of it now too. Though,
Sad.
you know.
But, well,
that's going to be interesting. I mean, yeah, she'll pretty much be put in a position where, like Lil Kim was, right? Like either you're going to testify or you could possibly be put away.
Exactly.
like I said, sooner or later it catches up with you. Look, you're not
Yeah.
invisible.
Yeah. I was in Los Angeles that when Tupac,
What?
I was actually in Los Angeles that same day.
Oh wow.
So and then I came back home and I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, again? I was like, what the heck? But
That's wild,
yeah.
right?
That is crazy.
Yeah. I just think it's just sad, man, all the way around. It's not a good thing, I mean, that's just how it goes. It's going to come down for Jay-Z. It's going to come down for P. Diddy. Go ahead.
Did you guys
It
ever
seems
watch?
like this world was like Cindy was saying. Do you think they are digging deep to bring people down because billionaires are allegedly involved? Just a thought. It's a lot of people are opening their mouths because this has been going on for years. A lot of stuff like this has been going on for years.
Yeah.
And people are getting away with it. It's just like if you have money, good lawyers and this and that, you get yourself out of a lot of things, man. But it's time that people have to pay for what they've done.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? The thing about it, though, and you're right. You're right. People have gotten away with this due to money, having money. So you look at it, and like just for example, right? Let's just say Jay-Z, right? With Foxy Brown, she was underage, took advantage of her, brought her into the industry and whatnot, but then pretty much used her and then got rid of her, right? And he goes on to become this, this icon, this big guy, but due to this is the what do we call it? The blessing and the curse. The blessing and the curse of social media. To where now we have access to bring it out and put it out to the world, and it cannot be ignored because it's out here now. I mean, so it shows that the person that doesn't have that amount of money has the power to put it up here on, say, YouTube for that matter, and state what happened, and it's, so now it's not, money can't buy you out of that one. I mean, it's just a bad all the way around, so it's a blessing and a curse, I think,
Right? Eastside Paramount 13 says they denied his bail today.
Oh, did they? Okay. Well, I didn't expect him to come out. I mean,
yeah. Right? I think he's pretty much sewed up right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot will come out, a lot more even. But the music industry is pretty crazy. I don't know.
Hey, Fred, don't let me hear you were a part of that, Fred.
No. I hung around, but not like that, man. I didn't know. Yeah, no, that kind of stuff never. Yeah, no, it didn't intrigue me. I didn't go to the Diddy parties either, guys. So just let me guys know.
I don't want to hear none of that.
The rap world, man. The rap world from then and today, it's like pretty much chaos too, man. It's just all over the place, you know.
I wanted to bring something up, and that could be it's another subject. But somebody told me the other day that there's these two well-known pastors that are like up there, like like Joel Osteen and all that, big people followers and this and that,
Yeah.
confessing to some things they did back in the past, and now they're getting busted. Things are happening, in this world. Things are coming out,
Yeah.
Yeah, and people followed them for years and believed in these people,
Yeah.
So are
Yeah.
they are confessing? Are they getting
Well, what's happening is, what this person told me is that one admitted to it and the other one's like denying it and stuff like that. But one, what do you call that? Drop down. He just
yeah.
took
I
off,
don't know,
but still,
but
Resign?
I don't know the names of these people. I could probably get them later, but yeah, and these people, a lot of people would be following them and watching them. They're big congregations, big time people, man.
Wow. That's
This world's coming down. I mean, it's things are happening, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's, stuff will eventually be brought to light. Yeah, I've heard that as well, big stomps. And then there was a pastor that recently, on his own, stepped down. I don't remember his name right off top, but I know I've listened to some of his sermons. And, he admitted that he had stepped down for some time, and I don't know what will become of his church or online congregation, but I mean, people are realizing that their stuff is out there. People know, or it's been recorded, or maybe they're the fear of like, I know that's going to eventually come out, so let me try and get ahead of this and say something first.
Yeah.
But Brad, I wanted to ask you, what do you think? Like, what are your feelings on being that you've been, in the music industry, and what are your feelings on like diss tracks, and how do you think there's
you know what? And I'll bring, everybody knows the Kendrick Lamar and Drake stuff, right? We know that stuff. That's the more high end, part of the industry, if you will. The other side of it is there's a Lefty Gunplay and band. I think bands from the Bay Area and Lefty Gunplay. Um, Look, first and foremost, guys, that's not really my thing to take sides in that. I'm not into that whole side thing. I appreciate good music. I think this tracks. People have gotten worse and disrespectful as far as what they're saying on the record. I mean, and everybody says, "Well, Tupac did it," on the thing. Okay, yeah, but look how that ended. This whole Lefty Gunplay and bands, I honestly believe, and I'm not taking sides in either one of them. I don't think it's going to end well. To be honest with you, somebody's going to get hurt. And it's not a good thing for anybody, for that matter. And I just think it's really sad for them to be going at each other like that. I mean, you know what? I'll put it to you this way: you can get irritated with somebody. You can be arguing with somebody at some point, because we all can get to that argument state. But there's always one thing that's always kept in my mind all the time. There's just lines you don't cross. You don't do certain things. You don't say certain things to somebody. You don't bring up their relatives. If whether they're alive or they passed, even worse. For that matter, there's just a line to be drawn. You keep it within those boundaries. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't. There's and look, I've been told some stuff. My mother got disrespected in an argument like that, and it continues. And I still did not, blow my top off with that. I was like, no, I'm like, you know what? There's a line you got to draw. There's a line you need to take that back, because you don't do that. So getting back to the diss track things, I think they're good, but you got to keep sportsmanship. You know what I mean? If that's what you want to do, and they need to stay on record. This whole thing with these two gentlemen, I'll call them gentlemen. Um, they really need to get off that already because it's becoming a huge disrespect on both sides. You know, and especially if you go to somebody's neighborhood or to their house, that's lightweight stalking. And that's again,
It's crazy,
it's gonna
right?
end bad. It's gonna end bad. You know, and
Did
I don't really. That's not my thing. That's not my thing.
It's all negative. It's some negative stuff that really, I mean, I don't really consider that music, I guess, because I was born in the Smokey Robinson, Earth, Wind, and Fire era, talking about the good things and love and all this other stuff. And then when like rap came along, even Chicano rap, there's certain Chicano rap that I don't listen to, but then there's some songs that are good, had good vibes. Like I was telling you, it had good stuff, but that other stuff, dissing and the tracks and stuff like that, that's nothing. How you can benefit?
When you get too personal, man, you don't want to. That's where it becomes dangerous now. And now you're taunting. Like there's the going a little bit off the Julio guy from Florida. There was an attempt on his life, a few years ago, and then it caught up to him. But then you go on social media, you're taunting these people.
Yeah.
You're taunting people as if we're never gonna go outside for whatever reason, And I see these diss tracks the same way. Keep it within those boundaries if that's what you're gonna do. But understand that going into it mentally too, because what happens is it rallies the troops. It rallies the troops with people because now you're breaking us apart again. You can see somebody respect somebody, so you're gonna hate somebody just on geography alone because of where they live at and where they were raised at. Like, are you serious? And I understand that's no disrespect to anybody who lives that life. I get it. But at the end of it all, too, if you see things moving in a more positive way, why are you going to throw a wrench in that, man, and just start messing everything up? Because now you're getting people riled up, and these people are listening to it. A lot of them are young because they get influenced by that stuff. And to me, I don't agree with that. I have always believed if we could all come together and take over as far as musically or whatever, it'd be a beautiful thing. It'd be unstoppable. But then we sit here and complain, guys. Oh, well, Raza, we're held back and this and that. Well, I mean, guys, come on. This is what, a lot of people cheer on,
Yeah,
and it's
that's what I was going to say.
Behind the scenes, sitting behind the computer, rooting it on to everybody else. Like, yeah, you know what? Forget that guy and and look at what he did. And dude, you're not out there, man. You're not out there doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it. I really don't agree with it. To be honest with you guys, it makes me say, did I see it? Yeah, I saw it, and I just thought to myself, man, this is a no-go for me. I felt bad for both of them guys. And you know what? And I'll say it. I could respect them as artists. Dude, why are you going backwards? Do your thing. Why, and I'll say it like this on a personal level. My thing was always, because people say, oh, well, and I had people in my hometown hate me because they were like, oh, you're not representing right. You're not representing right. Well, you know what, bro? I don't care about representing. I want to reach the world. I don't care about just the area. I want to reach the world, and that was my goal. That was my end game all the time because I want to be able to go anywhere and do a show or do whatever I want. Well, that was my life before, And to me, I never pictured us to go somewhere and I had to sign an autograph or something and tell somebody, well, what do you bang? Like, that's not even in the equation. I mean, why? That's that's oxymoron to even do that. You go there as an artist and you show everybody respect. I mean, because that's
what that comes down to, Fred, is your visions are bigger than other people's. You know what I'm saying? They got a selective group of people where their music stays. But your visions are different. They're bigger, which is even better for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
or the person that wants to expand out.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, like I was talking to you before on Instagram. Radio play, music to get it on the radio and get it out into the world. I mean, but you won't see none of that on the radio. You won't
Yeah,
see none of that.
exactly.
You won't.
And it goes back to where I was hated at in my hometown because everybody said, well, I think so and so could have made it. I think so. Well, okay, you're saying that because that's your homie, but at the end of the day, your homie's really not that good. Yeah, let's be honest. You
Right?
know, things are what they are, you know. But the thing about it is, and I'm not saying that, I'm not disrespecting anybody. I'm just saying that sometimes we don't want to root for the right people, and then we wonder why the town did not get represented, or why we never blew up, or why we never got recognized. Well, you don't support people, you know, in the right sense. And then to me was a lot of the times I was hated on because, oh well, see this and that, because but I had the regular, you know, the regular people liking the stuff I was putting out.
Yeah.
And you do that other kind of stuff, there's a ceiling to that. You're only going to reach a certain point, and you're going to bound yourself to not be able to go anywhere from that matter. So that's the difference in this whole thing. I think that bands as well as Let the Gunplay are on a level now that, hey, why are you guys going backwards, dude? Move forward. There's money out there to do it. Don't focus on the negativity. Don't focus on each other on this hate. You know, on this. Oh, I'm better and I'm bigger and I'm this. You both can go out, go get some money, man. Go out there and do it. You know. And again, we turn around and blame Raza because it was like, oh well, you know, we're doing it to ourselves. You know, we're doing it to ourselves. And I hate to sound cliche, but that's how I feel about it. You know. That's just really it. Sorry, guys.
And the lifestyle is like this. It goes to gold chains around your neck that you spend lots of money in a car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Get yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about like diss tracks, Denise? Do you feel like it goes too far, or do you feel like there's a place for it, or do you care?
Yeah, I think it was. Oh, me? You said me? Oh, yeah. No, I think it was. Oh, Denise. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do I think it went what? Sorry.
How do you feel about diss tracks? Do you think like there's a place for it?
Oh, it's sad. I feel like it's sad that they have to go there, you know, and do all that. It's like, for what? I mean, I know what they're doing it for clout, but at the same time, it gets people hurt, you know?
Right.
People do get hurt in real life.
I also feel like it's like Fred was saying, like there's a place for it, but just don't go to certain areas, like the mom thing, the dead homies, you can, I don't know. I think a lot of diss tracks in the past were like some of the best, like, I'm talking about back in the day diss tracks, but this stuff recently, I don't know, just a little too much in my opinion, but
I don't listen to rap like these days.
It's not something I listen to, but I mean, I'll be honest, it was sent to me by several people, and I just was kind of mind blown. Like, whoa, that's a bit too much for my taste. But,
yeah, no, yeah. I
Big Stomp says, see what he said? Diss tracks are good if they are done well. Kendrick Lamar.
yes,
I don't.
You know what? Even to me, everybody, there's a debate over whether it's the best diss track ever, and people always run with the whole Tupac thing. I think I have to disagree with that, to be honest with you, because for one, is he got really personal. You don't say that, you know. And you know what, guys? And disclaimer, I was also young at one point, and I'm not trying to use that as an excuse. There's stuff I said on records or tapes that I probably shouldn't have said, you know, and you go in deep. But I think that part with between the best diss record between Tupac Shakur, I think to me the best diss record and how you do a diss record is No Vaseline by Ice Cube against NWA. And look, I mean,
every other video.
Yeah, it was great diss track. But look, they all came back together after because they could say, it could be like, okay, you know what, cool. But I don't think I could do that if somebody disrespects my mother or any of my children or, my baby mama or girlfriend or whatever. I can't just be like, oh, no, it's cool, bro. We were just like, no. There was no need for that. You keep it. Yeah, keep it in your lane,
Yeah.
I remember back in the days when it was like Ja Rule, East Coast, West Coast,
Yeah,
big, you know, what's his name?
50
Joe,
Cent.
what's that guy's name? From New York
He's
against Al,
Biggie. You talking about Biggie, you mean, or no, no,
no,
Biggie?
not, what's his
Oh,
name?
it's the KRS One, the bridge is over, and all that other stuff. No, MC
I can't
Shan and
remember
all
his
that.
name. But Fat Joe,
Oh,
and
thank
then you
God.
had who was doing a lot of dissing. The people that I can remember back is not 50 Cent. Well, 50 Cent was doing a lot of that, but what's that other guy? He's from out here. Is he from Compton? With the star in his face. What's his name?
Oh, the game,
The
the game.
Game. You know, the
Yeah,
Game. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I saw that guy in real life, man. That guy's huge. That guy's huge, man. That guy, he's like, whoa! I don't think he was that big. But you know what? Going back to the whole diss track thing, I just think it's disrespectful, bro. I think
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
unnecessary, man. I just don't. I don't think it's cool. You know, I don't think it's cool, and I think people should not support that and not get in their feelings. Because for one, a lot of people that are getting riled up and oh yeah, all gun ho, but it had nothing really to do with it. But they're going to contribute to the unfortunate out in the street. I mean, it's not cool.
Yeah, big stops. I don't think, me personally, I don't think really there should be borders for comedians. That it seems like
Yeah,
I feel like comedians are our like well, literally our comic relief for all
yeah,
topics in life. But
yeah,
what do you guys think?
Yeah.
I think
yeah,
comedians should have a sort of. I mean, I guess you would say are, but comedians are so different. They should have
yeah,
a little bit more freedom.
yeah.
But
I agree.
that's
I
it.
agree.
And it is what it is. We'll see what happens.
When, when,
Hopefully everybody's all
when
good
it
and
comes
going
when it
forward.
comes to comedians, yeah. Sorry.
We'll talk about
When
it
it
some
comes
more.
to comedians, I think it's a whole different ballgame. You go into a show with a comedian and they start, picking on you or whatever. You know what to expect, and you're supposed to take that with a grain of salt. It's just like whatever. This is what it is. You're not
Mhm.
to take that personal. I mean,
Well,
they
they
could
tell
say,
you if you're sitting up front, you're gonna get
yeah,
picked on.
I had it happen to
That
me in
comes with
Vegas.
that.
I mean, you don't,
I
you
would,
know,
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. That's
you
That I
kind of
wouldn't
roll with it. You know what to expect, and it's all, everything's off the table because they don't know you personally.
Right.
That's the difference between a comedian and a rap guy that dug in and found out everything about you, and he's bringing everything out of the open and disrespecting. That's a whole other ball game. The comedian doesn't know if my parents are alive or gone. I mean that. But you're
yeah.
not to take that to heart. I mean, but I don't know. It's just bad all the way around sometimes.
Right. We'll speak on it some more in the future, but we're at the hour and a half mark. So we are gonna we'll talk more about comedians and all of this going forward. Comedians and rappers, two different audiences. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What do we have coming up this next week? Fred, do you have anything you're dropping on your channel or
Mhm.
anything you're doing?
You know what? I have something planned, but again, like last week, I don't know. I don't know yet at this point. But I might have something in. I'll probably do something tonight or tomorrow, and have it ready for the end of the week. Usually, I have a lot. I have a lot of them stacked up, and ready to go. But right now, I've been taking it a little easy with all the stuff that's going on. But so yeah, I might end up doing some tonight or tomorrow. But yeah.
That sounds good. All right, House, are you doing Morning Glory tomorrow morning?
Yeah, I'll be doing Morning Glory tomorrow. Yeah. And Fridays, we started that channel with Estevato, right? And the channel's called Two. God, I can't even think of it. It's Two Senile Vatos, right? And we're trying to. We went out last Friday. We went out for about an hour. It's just an hour thing, right? But we're not going to do it this Friday. He's going on what do you call that? A vacation. So he's going to be coming back. But when we come back, we're going to restart it and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. But other than that, that's about it.
Check it out.
I did see that live. That was pretty funny though. That was pretty funny though. I did see that, or a replay or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I'll check it out for sure.
Yes.
Denise, what do you have coming up this week? Anything exciting?
My daughter's birthday's coming on Thursday.
All right.
My little one's gonna be another year old.
Oh, the youngest.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, shout out to
Well, that's
her.
exciting.
Happy
Birthday.
Exciting.
And
Right.
Denise, your birthday's coming up too, right?
No,
Yeah.
Higher.
I plead the 5th, and I'm staying 21 till when?
That's right.
Let's go out
Oh, shoot.
21 forever or something.
That's right. It's the 21 and sticking to it. That's right.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
like
take my
that.
life.
That's a good one. I'll stick with that too. Let's see. John
Yeah.
Lennon, Paul McCartney, and right. How do you sleep? The Star, George Harrison on the guitar. Yeah. All right. Well, you guys go ahead and jump on over to Ginu's channel. They should have, I believe the live is probably started already. And it looks like a good one tonight because they have a famous actor on there. And I'm going to check that out as well. So thank you to everyone tapping in, my co-hosts.
Thank you.
Everyone in
Thanks for
the
having us.
yeah, everyone in the chat too. A lot of people tapped in and showed love tonight. We appreciate you guys. So
Oh, definitely.
yeah, same time, same place.
Buenas noches, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
And
Bye,
we'll
guys.
have on the topics and touch on this again. Okay.
Nice.
Buenas noches, everyone.
Good
Thank
night,
you. Good night. God